Incoming transmission.
Picture this. A recording studio somewhere far, far away.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my castle of confusion. It's the 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November, because it's the gunpowder, treason and plot. Yes, it's bonfire night. Hello, everybody. It's probably going to be past bonfire night by the time this video goes out, but I hope you've all had a good one, and you've all stayed safe, and all that jazz. Anyway, for those of you who don't know what bonfire night is about, basically a chap called Guy Fawkes went to try and blow up the Houses of Parliament. That's basically it, but he got caught, so there. Anyway, today I'm looking at Ghoul Patrol, which is by JVC, released by LucasArts, and is the sequel to Zombies Ate My Neighbours, I do believe, which I didn't actually know there was a sequel to that game. I have reviewed that on my channel as well. If you go to videos and then go to search, you can have a look for that one. But yes, this is the sequel. Never played it. So, I'm hoping it's going to be like its predecessor, because that was a very good game. Like I say, it's LucasArts, so I'm expecting good things from this. This is the intro, as you probably already guessed. It's a bit sort of long-windy, I think. It's never much fun reading text intros, is it really? But you get the gist. There's always a book involved, every time. The, what do you call it? The Evil Dead, that's the one. Yeah, people don't learn, do they? But we're 2 minutes in, roughly. And nothing has really grabbed my attention yet. I think it's a shame with intros where they can't grab your imagination straight away. It's just a lot of text, and I don't really like that at all. So it's I'm not gonna pass judgment, because this is not the gameplay. But this intro is quite long-winded. You know, I just want to get in the game and play. But the reason I'm doing this is because, well, I've never seen the intro, and maybe some of you haven't seen the intro. So what I'll try and do is, if I remember, I will add a link in the description that puts the video start time in from the actual start time in the description that you can click on and go straight to the gameplay. I like the graphics though, they're quite cool. He looks friendly, doesn't he? Kind of person you want to introduce to your mother. Or not, as the case may be. Oh, by the way, these are the same two characters from Zombies Ate My Neighbours, just in case you were wondering. But yes, they are. This is really nice. Long intro, long intro. Ah, here we go. Big teeth. Right, let's get stuck in. Right, so, oh, here we go. So, very much the same sort of graphical style as Zombies Ate My Neighbours, which is nice. So basically got 10 victims there, you can see in the top middle, and I think the idea is to get to them before the demons do, and you've got to rescue them, I believe. There are doors and stuff that you can see there. There's a photocopier going nuts over there. So I guess it's just basically a find your way around the mansion type thing. Oh, okay, so they've added jump and slide in this one. Can't go through there at the moment. There's a key there. We'll come back to that in a moment. Let's have a little explore. So as always, let's kick off with the controls. So we've got left, right, up, down, which in this case are most relevant. You've got slide and jump, fire and switch weapons. And at the moment, you start with the crossbow, by the way. But you can upgrade your weapons as you go. Look at all these books flying around. So I've got some sort of blasty gun there. You can see that the ammunition is in the bottom left-hand corner. And you can switch between weapons at will, but look, it's Slimer from the Ghostbusters, sort of. Now, that's quite good as well. The fact the enemies actually will chase you around, I think that's quite cool. So there's... Oh, look, he's making a beeline for that guy. So they do go and attack them. Right, so I've got 8 left to find now. It's alright. It's not too bad. It's very reminiscent of its predecessor, but there's something missing for me. I'm not sure what it is yet. I'll have a think about that. But let's go on graphically. Graphically, it's quite nice, isn't it? It's quite aesthetically pleasing to the eye. It's an old man with an umbrella. We can have a look at the graphics here. The animations are smooth. The cartoony aspects, I mean, it's very, very LucasArts. If you consider that, like Monkey Island and Maniac Mansion and all that kind of stuff, kind of ties in, really. So it does seem that we have to pick up at keys, and I can't see anywhere on the screen that indicates how many keys we've got. So that's really clever, isn't it? Anyway, we've got 5 victims left now. I don't know if they're getting murdered or not, but... Hey ho, let's go and have a look. Oh, if you push the fire button down, by the way, you can run. The jumping thing just seems like a really strange addition to the game. It doesn't seem to give you anything in particular. It just seems bolted on somehow. I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it was part of the game. It doesn't really add anything. I mean, they put keys on desks and stuff, which is great, but it doesn't really add anything. And the slide technique, I'm not sure about that either at this point. I love the sort of haunted mansion feel to this, but I don't know. It doesn't catch you straight away the same as its predecessor did. So anyway, let's look at the sound and music, which I really can't fault because I think the music in this is great. And the sound effects are quite good as well. You've got that nice meaty sound from the SNES coming across. Now, if you're using your crossbow, by the way, it seems to be infinite ammo. You don't have a quiver or anything like that to worry about. And but all the other things do have ammo, so you've got to be careful on those. But weapons seem to be fairly easy to get hold of. Now we'll look at playability. So far, it's actually quite nice. There's nothing that you're going to really struggle with here with regards to playing the game. You know, it's fairly straightforward. Go around, shoot things, find keys, open doors, that sort of thing. And I think from a long-term perspective, you probably would come back to this. I'm not saying that it's great, but it's playable, and there's a lot of replay value to this as well, I would say, because you're not going to do this in one sitting. I mean, you might do, I don't know. It depends how addictive you would find this game and how important it is to be a completionist, because if you like to do these things, you're going to give it a fair crack of the whip, aren't you? This is not, I wouldn't say, my cup of tea when it comes to games, but then I don't really know what my style of game is, to be quite honest with you. I quite like platformers. I quite like the WWF or WWE games. They were quite good fun back in the day. But, yeah, this sort of style of game, not really my... This doesn't sort of push my buttons, but sort of things like Castlevania, that sort of thing, that's my sort of game. So, but I'll give anything a go. You probably notice I haven't done too many car games. That I seriously need to rectify, because there's so many good ones out there, like Gran Turismo and stuff like that on the PlayStation. So I'll have a look and see what I can do about that, ladies and gentlemen. If you've got any car games or racing games, or like GTA, the original GTA, which actually reminds me, I wanted to ask you guys what you feel about doing, how about the channel start to do PC retro? I don't know. Let me know, because like things like the original Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that would now be classed as retro. So, up to you. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see more PC games on the channel, and we'll try and draw a line under the dates or the years And the other thing I wanted to ask you was, if I can find remakes of stuff, whether it's upgraded graphics or just a complete rewrite, would you like to see more of those as well? Because if you do, I've got a really nice, and it's for emulation only, a really nice version of Castlevania. If you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments, and I will put it on review, or put it on my list. I have a very long list of games to get through. Thank you, by the way, for all your suggestions and things like that, and to give me the encouragement to keep the channel going. It's really nice, and since I've had my stroke, I know things aren't quite as smooth as they were with the old speech department, but I'm doing my best. But trust me, if I had it all written down, it would be even worse. So thanks for bearing with me while I'm trying to get my brain sorted out. But you know, I've had some really nice feedback from you guys, and I really appreciate that. So thanks very much for that. And I feel like, you know, we have a really nice little community here. And for those of you saying that it's a crime that this channel doesn't get more views or more subscribers, yes, it is. But I really don't know how to branch out on that. If anybody knows how to help out, that'd be great. Because I'd really like to bring this channel to more people. For those of you that get a smile out of the channel, then I'm doing my job, and I'd like to do that for more people, because I know there's a lot of people out there that could just use a smile a day, and if any of my videos can do that, then it's well worth my time. Okay, so let's move on to age range. Well, pretty much any, really. It's not overly taxing. I mean, all buttons do get used, but it doesn't really matter, because it's, you know, it's a fairly simplistic game. You haven't got really much to worry about, as in terms of combinations and stuff like that. You haven't got to worry about that. So I would say probably maybe about 5 years upwards, because kids these days are so savvy. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm going to try and get to the next level and show you guys a bit more, but it's trying to find these blooming victims. There's only one left now as well, so I'm going to try and find him and see how we get on. So you can see it's a sort of a top-down isometric view, which works quite well. It's a bit strange. I mean, it reminds me a little bit more of Chaos Engine, but obviously, like I said, it's a sequel to Zombies Ate My Neighbors on the SNES as well. So, but that one is well worth playing, I might add. Zombies Ate My Neighbors is absolutely fantastic fun. So if you haven't played that one, I strongly recommend that you try and grab yourself a copy of it, whether it's a physical copy or an emulation copy or whatever it is. I can't tell you where to get stuff because that's naughty, but if you if you ask Mr. Google nicely, I'm sure he'll find. Oh, did I just assume it's gender? If you ask Google, I'm sure he'll be able to help you find what you're looking for. So there we are. It's only a one-player game, but you can play as either character. As you could see at the start, I did have the option to choose the male or the female character. So that, I suppose, is nice. And you could actually work it in a way where you can play through as the lady character, or you could just go through with the male character or both. So. And I suppose as well, going back to the multiplayer thing, if you wanted to, you could do a turn-based. Not really an issue, because if you can make a multiplayer game out of a single-player game, then why not? Why not? So, okay, so we just rescued the last guy. I'm going to try and find the exit now. Now, bear with me, because it doesn't actually show you where it is. I mean, I know it floats up and says exit, but it doesn't actually say which way to go. So it's a case of finding it. And you know what my navigational skills are like at the best of times, don't you folks? And if I give you an example, I'm like this on the road too. I can't go anywhere without a sat-nav, even if it's only a 15-20 minute journey. I have to have my sat-nav on, otherwise I get completely lost. Then I panic, and then I sit down in a quiet corner and cry. No, not really. But my navigational skills are that of a blind ferret. So, yeah, got to find the exit and hopefully show you another level, or at least some of another level, to see how different things are. Oh, that looks like an exit portal to me. Let's go forward. Okay. So I'm going to leave the review in a minute, folks, because it's been at least 10-12 minutes. Okay, so now we've got cars going past. Can't shoot those. We got zombies this time. Yay! Always good staple part of a horror movie. zombies that try to molest you. Yeah, that's exactly what we needed. But yes, this has been Ghoul Patrol. Hope you've enjoyed it, and any feedback is always welcome. So welcome to the channel, all of you new guys, by the way. Great to see so many of you here. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and to hit that notification bell so that in future you'll be able to see when any new reviews go up. And I thank you for tuning in as always. You guys are awesome. I will catch you next time, which hopefully won't be too far away. And bye for now.